Alright, my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and with it being the 4th of July holiday weekend, or two things. First of all, don't do any stupid shit. You know, I have a buddy last year who almost lit his house on fire from fireworks and all that stuff, so just be careful, party responsibly, all that good stuff. Alright, with that out of the way, I wanted to make sure I put together a true Patriot build. Now, a lot of you out there have been reaching out to the channel for probably 2 or 3 months, asking me to throw a build like this together, so I figured, hey, you know what? It's a perfect weekend to do so that's exactly what we're going to do really quick. Now, as always, we're going to jump right into the details, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out. And if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Now, starting with the specialization, I'm using Technician, and the main reason for that is because that is going to give me access to the Artificer Hive, and that is going to increase my shield efficiency and duration. Now, for those of you out there who may not know how this works, if you're playing solo and you have it holstered, you will get its benefits, but if you're rolling in a group, you want to put it on the ground. That way, any allies that are in that radius will get the benefits as well. And always remember, you want to make sure you have the proper weapons activated in that weapon skill tree. That way, you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. Now, my primary for this build is St. Elmo's Engine. This is my go-to weapon in the game. And the reason for that is because not only of its talent, where shooting an enemy with this weapon will give you 1 stack, and at 100 stacks, the next magazine will be 100% filled with shock ammo. But when we take a look at the mods, pardon the dogs in the background, by the way, it's going to be happening. Anyway, we look at the mods, we got 15% crit hit damage, 30 extra rounds, 10% weapon handling, and 15% crit hit chance as well. That is what, in my opinion, separates this assault rifle from so many others out there. If you do not have it, I recommend hitting up Countdown, set your targeted loot to assault rifle. Wish you nothing but the best of luck. My secondary is the Dark Winter SMG. Now, this is a PvP exclusive. You can also get it from name caches. And for those of you out there who do not have either of these weapons, you can use your favorite assault rifle and SMG in its place. I mean, the Chameleon's another great option. Thankfully, you do have a lot of different ones to choose from. Now, moving on to the gear itself, you can see we are running 3 True Patriot, 2 Brazos, and the Ninja Bag backpack. Now, there happen to be 2 reasons I love using this bag. First of all, it's talent resourceful, which slots in with any equipped gear set and or brand set item to fulfill a requirement towards unlocking a gear set's bonus. Not only that, you have 3 core attributes with this bag. You have the weapon damage, you have the armor core, and you have the skill tier. And because we are wearing the Ninja Bike, even though we only have 3 pieces of True Patriot equipped, we are getting that 4-piece bonus. You can see 2 pieces 30% ammo capacity, 3 pieces 30% magazine size, and 4 pieces red, white, and blue. Red is going to amplify the enemy's damage taken by 8%. White, shooting the enemy repairs the attacking agent's armor by 2% once every second. Blue is going to decrease the enemy's damage dealt by 8%. And then we have full flag. Enemies that die under the effect of all 3 debuffs create a 5-meter explosion, dealing damage equal to their total health and armor. Now, moving on to the body armor, it's the first of 2 pieces of Brazos, but once again, because of the Ninja Bike, we do get that 3rd brand set bonus, which is 50% magazine size, which is why we can hit 127 rounds in St. Elmo's, which is absolutely insane. Now, as you can see, I'm using the talent Obliterate. Critical hits are going to increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 20 times. Next, we have the holster. We're using Baccaro's holster. Now, when we have this equipped, once again, we're getting 3 of those cores. We're getting a skill tier, we're getting an armor core, and we're getting that 10% weapon damage. Now, for the record, 10% weapon damage is now the max. There's no way to get 15. They adjusted that a long time ago. Next, my fellow agents, we have the knee pads and the gloves. They are the final 2 pieces of the True Patriot gear set. And you'll notice one thing I'm trying to do on every single piece of gear I have is stack that crit hit chance and crit hit damage. As far as the skills are concerned, I'm using that Artificer Hive as well as the Crusader Shield. When we look at the numbers, I'm sitting at 55% crit hit chance, 108 crit hit damage. Remember, those numbers are going to be dependent on not only the gear I have equipped, but having a Shade Watch of level 1000. Hope this helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. With all that being said, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage. I want to pass along the friendly reminder that right now through July 5th, there is a quintuple XP event going on in the game. If you are trying to get to level 1000 on your Shade Watch, friends, now is the time to do it. Please make sure you take this opportunity. And with that being said, I'm trying to think what else we have going on. The summer event is currently taking place. That is going to end on the 8th. So if you have not completed that, make sure you do that. You also want to make sure you farm for the Loot Goblin right now. And if you have no idea how to do that, I will leave... Actually, you know what? At the end of the video, I'll show you my favorite Loot Goblin farming method. On that note, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Hostiles guarding location nearby. Reinforcements incoming. Detecting additional hostile contacts. Heavy armor hostile detected. Detected. Nearby location guarded by hostiles. Supply room access unlocked.
What we do without you, Agent.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
Agent, I need to debrief with Schaefer. Kelso ha-
Priority objective available.
Safe area